Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappinkaty.ctmh.com, and today I have a fun video I alluded to in my last video showing you a stamp set from close to my heart that has a three-step process. Now this is the Hillside Cottage scrapbooking stamp set, and you can see here there's three images that you actually stamp once, and then you stamp another piece on top, and then your final piece. So here's a layout that I've already put together, again, using the Hillside Cottage, and I just wanted to finish it with you guys. I've already used our thin cuts that comes with this stamp set and cut a couple of pieces. I always like to run 2 pieces of cardstock through my die cut machine, and that way if I mess up, I have an extra one, or I just like to keep them in my stamp set carrier little package, and that way next time if I'm in a hurry, or let's be honest, if I'm being lazy, then I already have one cut. Now, like always, our close to my heart stamps also come without the thin cut. So if you don't have a die cut machine, these images can also be stamped this way and then fussy cut out. So this first layer is basically the sentiment, and I'm just inking that up in intense black. And I'm going to stamp that down onto my white daisy cardstock on the bottom. And it says love grows here. Now this is a photo of a little flower that my daughter got for me. And this second set is actually the stems for the flowers that will go above the sentiment. So I'm going to pull some New England Ivy ink and then a block, and I'm just going to ink up these little stems and then place them directly onto that white daisy cardstock right over that love. And you can kind of see where they line up on those little flowers that are at the top. So the third step actually is the flowers. Now one is a heart, and then there are 2 flower shapes. I'm going to ink that up in flamingo because it coordinates perfectly with this Hillside Cottage. And you can see where that all just lines up perfectly. Again, I love the 3-step stamps because it allows you to use 3 different colors without having to cut your stamps apart. And then the stamp set also comes with many other little images that don't require the 3-stamp process. Now, right above my photo, I'm wanting to add some more of those little flowers. So I'm just going to draw a pencil line right up over that photo. And then I am going to ink these little flower stems again in that New England Ivy and just create a border up at that top, kind of the top right over my photo. My photo will kind of go over, I didn't draw my line all that straight. So my photo will go over them just a little bit. For the most part, though, they do look straight. And again, here comes the tops to those flowers. And like I was saying before, I just love that this stamp set, as well as there are some others in the May and June catalog that allow you to do this without cutting your stamps apart. So I've done that, and I will start assembling the rest of my page. I'm just going to pull off that 3D foam backing, and then I'm going to try to line this photo up because evidently my eyesight's not really that good because my line that I drew was not straight. So I've just pulled out my T-ruler. I'm going to measure it at the top and at that right side. And then I'm going to decide where to put this love grows here. Now, hindsight, I really liked it off of that Bluebell piece of pattern paper, but it really does I end up putting some Hillside Cottage wood shapes here in just a second. And so I end up liking it. I'm always amazed at how I go to do these voiceovers and I realize, oh, wait, I should have left that there. So this next stamped image just is it's just plain. There's no process to stamp it. Before I do that, I do want to finish off those flowers up at the top. So I've just grabbed a sticky note and I am just masking that. And I'm going to do the same with the flamingo ink and the tops to those flowers. And then I am going to stamp this, and it just says cherish this. And it's basically just like on a little label or a little pennant. I think you can see the shape there. And I'm just going to add it up at the top right, just to kind of bring that sentiment from the bottom left. And then I have a sentiment at the top right. And then I am going to just add some journaling line all the way around, kind of like a doodle line, all the way around that white piece of white daisy, just to kind of break it up. I love me some white daisy, but sometimes it's just a little bit too much. And then I'm going to take another image from the Hillside Cottage scrapbook stamp set, and I am going to stamp that around my doodle lines. Now, you've seen me do this quite often. This image actually, I think, is supposed to be a flower stem, but they're in the shape of hearts. So I'm just going to ink that up in some black ink and then stamp that up at the bottom, the top, and then twice on that right side, making sure that the bottom and the top aren't directly over each other, just to kind of add some interest to the layout. So you can see here that I finished the layout off with some stickers, as well as some of the wooden shapes from the Hillside Cottage wooden shapes bag. And I love that they have the black centers to them. And then here's another look at that stamp set. Again, the 3 steps, there are 3 images that happens in. And then over on Instagram, you'll be able to see where I actually added some blue stickles to those pink center flowers, just to kind of add some extra shine. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you liked what you saw, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. And if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and sign up for notifications so you don't miss a thing.